Welcome to C.D.C. Unfiltered. We are chronic, determined, and coping. Join us as we try to break through the fog of today's healthcare system or lack thereof. We are not medical professionals. This information is for educational purposes only and collective support. We are,
I'm Cara, and I'm chronically ill.
and I am Donna, and I'm determined to figure out what's going on with our bodies.
And I am Crystal, and I am doing my damnedest to cope with everything going on.
We are three chronically ill women trying to help each other navigate not only just the healthcare system today, but our own bodies and what it is we can do to improve our everyday lives. Welcome to episode 11, and if you are finding us today, please like, subscribe, and share with anybody that you think that might find us a little bit helpful. If they, jive with anything that we're saying, please share with them. Cara?
Okay. So we're going to do it a little different today. And generally, before we do the show, we have these really awesome, planning meetings that we do. We get together. Okay, what are we going to talk about? What happened with you this week? How was your appointment? All of those things. And I was thinking about it, and there's so much good information that happens in our brainstorming that we thought maybe you would like to see that part. Please let us know. It's a little kind of back and forth, and as we try to figure it out, but I think that doing it this way, you will, if nothing else, get the very authentic us. And that's for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Unedited, authentic,
Unfiltered.
unfiltered self.
Yeah. So I know Donna has something really important as well. Crystal, I'm not sure what you got going on, but I wanted
Neither am I.
to. What's that? Neither are you.
Neither am I.
I wanted to discuss maybe, like all of you, I need to get better. This is not the way to live. This is not the way for anybody to live. And I have seen people that were like this that now no longer are. And I would love to be one of those people. And I would love for all of us to be those people that were strong enough to make all the changes that needed to be made, even not knowing if they were going to work. And I know when it comes to, for me, I can't speak for the two of you, but I think I've been through half of of a physician's desk reference for medications, and more medications and more side effects and minimal assistance, right? And there's some meds that I want to get rid of them for multiple reasons. One, they're not good for you. Two, they're not really for long term. Three, and mind you, all of the ones that aren't for long term, I've already been on for like 4 or 5 years. I don't really fully know if they're helping, honestly. I think that if I were to stop taking a lot of these meds, I would probably, go on a slide downhill for a little bit, but there's got to be a better way, right? There has to be a better way. I'm tired of buying medications and being stuck to my doctors and to my pharmacists and giving up half of my life to being sick. I don't want to do it anymore. And I've started doing small things. I've started cooking better. I've started eating better. Trying to, yeah.
I just want to clarify to anybody listening that Cara does not mean that every person listening or that all of us can be healed 100%.
No.
She is not stating that is not something that we are indicating.
No.
It is more, I want to state like how to improve our lives so that we are not dependent on medications. Like what are small changes that we can make every day so that we don't have to be dependent on these medications long term? Am I following correctly?
Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, chronically ill is just that. I will never be 100%,
Mm-mm.
and that's fine. A lot of us won't be, right? No, that's not even a goal anymore.
No,
But I'd like to get to 50, 60, maybe 70 or 80% on some good days, right? And I'm far from that. But I feel like I can be there, and I have this like burning this year to just like this has to be the year for me. And I don't want to do that by myself. So I figured bring it up on the show and see if anybody wants to join me in this like chronically ill health journey to get rid of what I can, feel better in my body, and not hurt so much. That's a big part of it, is not hurt so much. Um, and I feel like I'm not the only one out there like that. So I would love people's ideas and things that they've done that work, and I'd love to share mine too. So I was just thinking maybe, maybe part of our show can be dedicated to that. Doesn't even have to be every show, but maybe monthly check-ins, something. We'll figure it out. And this is the brainstorming part. You guys are talking.
Right. I don't want to
Normally it's like,
interrupt.
yeah, no,
same.
but you got to interrupt. This is it should be what we do in our brainstorming, because our brainstorming sessions are full of such good raw information. You know?
Right.
Well, one thing that I did want to kind of follow up with you, Cara, is that I don't think you're talking about just getting off of these medications. I feel like a big part of what you're talking about, or at least how I'm taking it and how I want to move with my health journey, is not even just the getting off of medications, because I'm diabetic. There will always be medication that I have to take, period. I understand that. But another thing that I want to do is not go to 18 doctor's appointments in a month. So
Yes.
finding
Right.
ways to consolidate those down. I mean, I'm not saying we should not go to doctor's appointments, but
No.
I'm saying, Cara, you had brought this up, maybe not. Why do I need to come back to you in 6 months if there's nothing you can do? Can I come back to you in a year unless something
Mhm.
changes? And that can be a big step. What is that, Jeffrey?
Sorry, everybody. We are all neurospicy on this podcast. And by neurospicy, we all have a bit of the autism or the ADHD.
Oh
So
my God, what
there
is
will be
that?
moments.
Wait a
What the
second.
hell is that? Hold
Seriously.
up. Look.
Hang on. I'm going to
Guys,
take you guys.
seriously, what the fuck is going on?
Adam,
Look at
come.
that. Can you see it?
Hurry up.
What is
Oh,
that?
it's behind a cloud now.
What is that?
Hang on.
Guys, come outside.
How do
There's
I
some
turn my
like ball in the
screen?
sky.
How do I turn my
It was
screen?
behind clouds. Now it's coming back up.
It's going to come back out. I don't
There's
think
like
it's
a
a
ball
shuttle.
in the sky.
No, it's a shuttle. It's going the right trajectory.
I don't know how to turn my screen.
Is it a shuttle?
There's up at the top. There's a.
See it?
But he's still listening. Oh, there it is.
That's a shuttle. It's taking the same trajectory that the last couple did.
Sorry, everybody. For those of you just listening, we are
Satellites
showing
don't
on
fly
video,
themselves.
but there's this flying
You
subject.
can't see it.
Must
You
have been
can't
like
see
a
it.
shuttle. It just caught me off guard because I'm sitting
It
outside, so I
looked so
apologize. But
different. It was
this
so
is
much
part of the
brighter.
behind the scenes. Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
Well,
but that was
Cara,
orange.
it's
It
a
was bright,
surprisingly
bright
cold,
orange.
Kind of like
but it's a surprisingly cold night out
Weird.
for here in Florida. So I feel like that may have had something to do with it, but I do
Something
apologize
just
to
went in
everybody
the
just
sky that
listening.
way.
That was just a little strange in my book, and we're not going to stop because
Well,
this is what we're doing. You guys get a little bit of
This
the
is our
behind the
podcast, so
scenes.
we're podcasting still.
you
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
I
Welcome
mean,
to the behind the scenes lives.
we did say brainstorming
Florida.
session, right?
Florida.
Neurospicy,
Welcome to Florida,
ADHD
everybody.
people. I'm sure you guys were right there with us. So
That
I
was
don't know. I
This is
guess
what
crazy.
you
happens
can
when you
assume
this
that
is
we
what
all live
happens when you
close.
podcast outside.
I know. This is
Yes,
true.
it's not
This
like
is
this
true.
is something so big that we saw it across the hemisphere, guys. Sorry. We are in the same general
Town.
facility in the town
Hmm.
that we live in.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And for anybody watching, I hope you weren't looking at my camera because I was walking. So sorry.
I saw the
I
blue
had to be
lights. They were
nosy.
actually really neat.
It's cute. There's a Covey. Not sponsored, everybody. Not sponsored.
That's the light above music, Kofi. Not
Covey,
sponsored.
would you like to sponsor us? Come on.
Oh
They're
no, am I
great lights.
losing Cara or are you guys losing me?
I'm here.
No, we can hear you.
I'm
We can
here.
see you just fine.
Okay.
Why am I so big? Anyway, okay. I
It's
don't know
part of
what's
our
going
health
on.
journey, Cara.
That's
So,
gotta go. I'm telling you right now, that's on the list. That is
that
on
was
the list.
that was a shiny thing moment, everybody. Where were we?
Yes.
Literally.
Let's come back.
Yes.
Literally. Okay, shake it off, shake it off. Okay, who was talking? Who was talking?
You, because then my jaw dropped.
Crystal, you were talking about not only just getting off like medications because you're a
Oh yes,
diabetic.
yes,
It's
yes.
about
Taking back some of my life. We have PTO at our jobs, and I'm tired of only utilizing my paid time off when I need a doctor's appointment or I'm sick. That's supposed to be time for us to take vacation and time for us to, get back on our mental, well, maybe not so mental, get back our lives and the whole life work balance. I also need that with my doctor's appointments, and I feel like that's something that I can work towards. Obviously, once again, I'm not telling you guys not to go. And there are a lot of doctor's appointments that I do have to go to, but do I really need to see you again in 3 months? So
right.
that may be something that I try to knock down a little bit. But yeah, getting back part of my life. Not just spending 2 hours putting pills. I take way too many pills, y'all. Just I make like my pill boxes. I have 3 boxes on a daily basis, and it takes me easy half hour, 45 minutes if I have music going to do the pills, and that's might not sound like a lot of time, but that's time that I'll never get back. And I agree with Cara. This is going to be the year of our rebirth. This is going to be us finding ourselves, finding our humanity, and finding a healthy way to live. That is our 2026, you guys.
Yeah,
Agreed.
agreed. Agreed. And
Um.
we would love for you guys to join us and
Yes, please.
share
Oh
your
yeah.
story and share your ideas and things like that, because again, we're trying to build this community, and that's for us but also for you all, and we
Now,
can't have a community without
People.
people. Yeah.
speaking speaking of community, Kara, I just figured out today that we can actually request an audience while we are doing these podcasts.
Oh,
And
What?
so if we wanted to specify a time and send out a link, we can also do that for anybody that would like to join us on our podcasting journey this year. This way they can talk to us
Oh,
as
that's
we're live.
fun.
We'll be
That's
able
that's
to
pretty
see
fun.
cool.
everything that they're saying.
That's
Yeah.
pretty cool. I would say if
And
anybody wants a heads up to join us live for our shooting stars or whatever that was, shuttle going off, I'm not sure. Let us know so that we can send out invites to everybody.
yeah, that'd be
Absolutely.
a lot of fun.
We are on
That's
And
it.
many not multi. Wow, we are on a lot of um we're on
multiple platforms.
thank you, gee whiz. We are on YouTube, we're on TikTok, we're on Facebook, we're on Instagram. I almost said Instacart. Can you tell I'm hungry?
Well, we
We
are
are
on
on
Instacart.
Snapchat. We are on Instacart quite often.
I mean,
Um, and we do have an email. We will definitely have all of that linked. Feel free. You can always leave a comment on whatever streaming service that you're listening to right now, even on Spotify, from what I understand, which is another place we are. So find us there, share us everywhere that you have the opportunity to. Even if for nothing else, we may be kind of funny at times. Haha. But yeah, definitely join our community, reach out. I like the audience idea. I really do.
I do too. I do
I
too.
think that'd be fun.
Yeah.
And for anybody listening in, we do know that 2026 is a crazy year. So if you are having trouble finding your medications or affording them, there
Yes.
are places that you can go. There are Good RX. It's an app that you can download on your phone. And if that's not good enough for you, there's a website called costplusdrugs.com. They do not have everything, but they do have a lot of medications. Please do not go without your medications if your doctors have prescribed them for you. Please work with your doctors before just dropping. those
Yes.
meds.
which is what I plan on doing this year. And just in case I relayed that out in any fashion other than that, that's I will be working with my doctors and working to become healthier to where hopefully I just don't need some of them anymore.
Now,
That'd be nice.
Kara, that's what I did a few years ago. I worked with my doctors to get off of two medications very specifically, which was if anybody's ever heard of these, it is amitriptyline, and the other one is gabapentin.
Yeah, I'm on both
Um,
of those. So
I'm on both.
yeah.
I would love tips on
Um,
how you did that.
so the amitriptyline, I don't remember.
It'll
I
come
think
to you at some
I
point.
did that. Nope. I think I did that one against the doctor's recommendations. I think I just stopped it on my own because I felt like it wasn't helping. Not a good idea. No,
Mm,
0 out of 10
mm-mm.
would not recommend. Not fun. The gabapentin, on the other hand, I did work with my doctor, and I had to go very, very, very slow. And I'm not gonna lie, that was the worst 3 weeks of my life.
Yeah.
It messes with you mentally, hardcore. It was the worst depression I've ever had, ever. Um, but once I was off of it, oh my God, it was like as if somebody had lifted like a weird like depression net like off of me. Like I didn't feel so
Wow.
heavy anymore.
Wow.
Yeah, it's that one messes with you. It did what it was supposed to
Yeah.
for the time being, but then it stopped working and there was no point on being on it anymore.
Well, I feel like a lot of these medications, and as I said, I am on both the amitriptyline and the gabapentin also. But I feel like, Kara had mentioned it a little bit earlier, but I feel like most of these medications are supposed to be for short term. They're supposed to
Well,
Yeah.
be an aid to us so that we can figure things out. And I've diabetic neuropathy. I've been on gabapentin for many years, and I don't see myself getting off of that. But it's weird that coming off of that is what kind of messed with your head because amitriptyline, from what I'm understanding, the higher dosages is what I would consider like a head med, something to help with depression,
Hmm.
anxiety, blah blah blah, things like that. I'm on. I'm actually on that. I guess I'm not to get anybody in trouble, but like off label. I guess I would be considered that I'm taking that because it does help with nerve pain. But I've gone up as much as I can because my doctor's like the next step up didn't really help anybody else with nerves, but that's when you get into the head med territory. And I was like, I wish I would have known before you put me on this med because I took a year coming off of Zoloft and I didn't want to be on like a head med. And now I don't even, especially, I mean, those are the two specifically for my neuropathy in my feet. I don't see me coming off of those. I will utilize this year, Cara. I'm going to use everything that you learned. Thank you. To try to make it happen. But yeah,
And
don't
and
do it
Crystal,
against doctor's orders.
listen, no, don't do it against doctor's orders, and you need your doctors to help you with it. And
yeah.
there's going to be some meds that I can't come up off of, and it's
Right.
more than just trying to get off my medications. It's more than that. It's not so much of getting off my medications, but doing everything I can to not need them anymore.
Right.
I think that's
Right.
really the better way for me to state that. And listen, just because I try to get out from underneath of my gabapentin doesn't mean anybody else has to.
Yeah, but Kara, I also was able to get off those medications for different reasons. I
Mhm.
was disabled at that point in time, and I was able to get my medical card, my green card,
Right.
because I wasn't trapped under a employer. And so it was different for me. That was the
Hmm.
only reason I was able to.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And I'm not saying it's not going to be a struggle. And I could get all the way to the end of the year and not have gotten rid of any of my meds,
Still feel better.
but still be healthier. I want to be
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
healthier. I
Mm-hmm.
I'm not healthy. I'm not good, and I know that because you know I'll be struggling to hide everything, and then I got Crystal walking around. What do you need? What are you doing? You okay? What do you need? What are you doing? Did you drink any water? You need to drink. You look dehydrated. And then I
Your
got
lips are
Adam, and
turning blue.
then I got Adam, and he's like, "You okay? You want me to do that?" And fuck, man. Like, yes, I sorry, but you know, do I need that? Yeah, but I don't want to need that. And I think that I'm a strong enough person to figure out what maybe my medical team hasn't been able to. Maybe it's deeper. Maybe it's, I don't know, maybe it's trauma. Maybe I need more music in my life. Maybe I need to get rid of all the chemicals in my house and to go natural everything. And I don't know, but if I don't try those things, then I'm just going to sit here on all these meds while they pile up higher and higher and higher.
Hmm.
And
No,
I don't want to do that anymore.
not for nothing, but like this is actually a really good way of documenting it. This way, you at least have proof of
Yeah.
what has worked from month to month. You can go back to our previous podcast and be like, well,
Mhm.
in February, this was working, but what else was I doing in February?
Yeah.
So, it's at least, beneficial in more ways than one.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
And the support, like what we're all here for each other and for everybody else.
I,
Because doing stuff like that's
Kara,
hard. Yeah.
I want to point something out. Like you're a mom, right? So moms, for any moms that are listening, moms tend to take on the responsibility of everything,
Hmm.
right? Like you are the one who's doing like all normally, like right,
Hmm.
like, and I'm talking about like when you have kids and everything, like you do all of the cooking, all of the cleaning, you're still working, you're still doing all of the stuff. Like you take on so much stress for so long that even after your little ones are grown up and adults, you forget that there are other people that can take on other
Hmm.
aspects. And so that's also stress that you're putting on, like society puts on you, right? Like that's
Right.
just
Especially in
so
these
like
times. Yeah.
right. So that's also something that you have to look at because there's so many different aspects of stressors that we are going through between, being a mom or just, work. Look at all the stress you're under at work, right? From day to
Hmm.
day. All of that puts stress on your body on top of whatever else is predetermined based on genetics and so on and so forth.
Yeah. And for me, mine's mainly neurological issues. That's the main part. And then, autoimmune
Vascular.
stuff that comes with it,
Vascular.
vasculitis, things like that. I don't mind sharing all of my terrible list of diseases. Uh, so there's a lot to look at, a lot to think of. And I want to make sure that I do that and lean on you guys when I need to too. And that's probably number one. What has to happen for me is I have to not continue to just be the person that just wants to do everything. I I rested yesterday and I watched like, I don't know, 6 episodes of Stranger Things. I folded some laundry, I did a little bit of dishes, and I feel refreshed today. I feel refreshed. And so I'm tracking these things now. Donna, a couple of years ago, you had told me about an app, and had me download it right then and there, and I did, and I was doing it, and recently I started tracking like my food and my pain levels, and boy, when I tell you, I found a direct correlation in like 3 days. 3 days, I found a huge no that I should not be eating, and okay, so I don't eat that anymore. Like it's that simple for me, like all that little stuff built up is going to help, I think.
I agree.
Who am I, though?
I agree. No, because it is the little things, right? Like you can't build anything without a foundation, right? So you're building your foundation to a healthier body. So
Yeah,
you're changing little things to see like, okay, what do I have to tweak here or what do I have to tweak there? It could be simple as like you said, certain cleaning products. Certain
right.
cleaning products could be affecting and flaring up some of your symptoms, and you had no idea that that was even an issue.
Yep. Yep. Well, I'm over it. I'm done. And this year, I fight every year, but this year it's going to be fighting for me.
And there's going to be weeks where you come in here and you're frustrated and you're like, I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore. Nothing's
Mhm.
working, or it feels like nothing's working. And we'll be
Yeah.
here and we're going to cheer you on and let you vent and do the thing because, anybody listening, that is part of the journey, right? You're going to try the things. And here's the thing, like I wanted to bring this up a couple of episodes back, but this is something that bothers me is when you are chronically ill, right? And you're trying to figure out what's going to work for whatever issues you might have with your body, whether it's your feet hurting or, your legs are sore or whatever. How many different mobility aids do you go through or have you tried before you find something that actually works?
Can I add to that question?
Go for it.
So, how many do you have? How many have you tried? And how many should you have tried but refused to do so? Because
Because
that's the
of
part for me. Like,
society.
it took me about 3 years to buy a cane, and it lives in my car. Okay.
Hmm.
And that's
Hmm.
mainly so that I don't look retarded coming out using a handicap sticker looking fine, you know? But yeah, I
I have
mean,
to remind myself every single time that I have to park into a handicapped spot that not all diseases are visible.
mhm,
And I go through the guilt and the shame every single time.
yep, yep,
There are times where I have to use a wheelchair because my cardiologist told me to. She
mm,
said that if there are times where your heart rate is being stupid and you need to use a wheelchair or use one of those scooters, you use it. And do you know that every single time I am in one of those wheelchairs, I am beating back the guilt from when I was a kid?
See,
I
now
grew up
that's a pressure point. That to me, that's like a pressure point. That's a
I grew up in a
sign.
fire department, right? Like I
Yeah.
grew up at a fire department. Like I hung out there. Like I was with the firemen all the time. So like as a child, you do the things, right? And there was a wheelchair, and so I would play on the wheelchair because they're fun when you're a kid.
Yeah.
But I would get yelled at all the time. And so like that guilt of, but you don't need it, so you shouldn't be using it.
No.
And just like it eats away at you.
Yeah.
And it's so hard.
So
Crystal,
I
do you
was.
ever have that?
Hmm. No, yeah, I mean it's very true. And, but there has to be a point where you realize that it's something that you may need. Um, I also have a handicap placard with my neuropathy. Um, I have my good days, I have my bad days. Days like today where it's getting colder and my feet are killing me. Yes, I will do my darndest to try to park as close as possible. But then there's days that my feet are okay and I'm like, I can park over there. And I
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
take that opportunity to give the spot to somebody else who needs it at that time.
Hmm.
Yes, not all illnesses are visible. You do not know what anybody's going through, just like nobody knows what I'm going through. And
Mm-hmm.
that's another reason that we need the community like what we're making.
Oh, and for anybody listening who thinks that it is easy to come across these disability placards or to
It's
become
not.
disabled, it's not. You
Mm-mm.
fight, and you get gaslit for years, and then you fight again because your friends tell you to, and it's a lot of fighting. It's a lot of fighting. So this is not something that we come across easily. Like it's hard to get those things.
Yeah.
And then when you do get it, it's kind of hard to start using it.
Mm-hmm.
Very.
Kind of like
Yeah,
that
because there's
cane.
that stigma.
Yeah.
Yep,
Definitely like
exactly.
that.
Exactly. But why the hell do we care what other people are thinking?
I think it's for me, I don't think it's what other people are thinking, it's what I'm thinking. It's I am 100% my worst enemy because I have always been I can do it. I got it. Can you handle this? Absolutely. Can you move this furniture? Yes, ma'am. Um, and so when I can't do something that little 65-year-old lady over there is doing with ease, that eats at you. At me. Let me stop speaking for other people. That eats at me, and it's, you know, like I see the older people walk in my neighborhood in the mornings and stuff. I can't. Guy's like
Nope.
80. He's like 80
Nope.
years old. And I'm like, I wish I could be like you, you know, and I'm half his
And
age.
I've drive to physical therapy, and there's a gentleman that I see. He looks like he's probably like 87, 88. Like he's up there, and he's got his little hat, and he's got his t-shirt on the back of his neck because we do live in Florida, and he's on his bike every time. And I'm like, more power to you, my guy. But
Hmm.
there are days that are easier, right? Like there are some
Yeah.
days where I'm like, it's okay. Your body's just built different. Like it's okay. Like there's some days where you can just get through that day without any problems. And then there's other days where the nagging voice in the back of the head just eats at you.
Hmm.
Yep.
I just wanted to bring that up. So anybody listening that is also experiencing that, they can also understand you are not alone.
No,
This is why we talk about these things. And it's hard.
it's hard. But having a team of people helps.
Or making
It
your
helps.
aids fun is also helping. If you have a cane and you want to make it a little bit more badassery, sticker that bitch up. Um, put lights on it.
Yeah.
If you're more punk rocker, you could put some like punk rock brain words. They're fun.
Spikes.
Spikes. There we go. Oh my God. Put some spikes on your cane if you want to make it look more like a punk rocky cane, like you can make it fun. You can make it more for your personality,
Hmm.
and then you're more inclined to use it. And we lost her
I had a feeling.
Am I stuck?
every
For
time.
those of you listening and not watching us on video, we did just lose Cara, so we'll give her a second and try to bring it back in. Um, but while we wait, Donna, I do want to kind of follow up with something that you said, which was that it's hard. You have your hard days, and it's hard to talk about. And that's another thing that I wanted to bring up, is because it is very hard to talk about, and it's very hard to find that community, because what are you going to do? Walk up to someone and be like, hey, my name's Crystal. I have diabetes. Do you have any chronically ill problems that we can talk about? I don't think I'm going to get very many happy people when I ask those questions. And I don't want to like talk to people at my doctor's appointments. So it's very hard for me to talk about stuff like that, because nobody understands uh,
Girl.
unless you are here. Does that make
Yeah.
sense?
hmm Um, I can't go with you on that because there is a giant neon sign. It's invisible. You can't see it, but it's above my head. It says, "Please tell me your life story." Okay. Um, and it's been there my entire existence. I've known this. I don't know what it is about my face. I thought I had RBF. Apparently, I don't. But
Time
so
out, Donna. How about the
yes.
fact that me and Donna were at a party today for a 1 year old, and every child that we did not know who it was went up and was just like, "Hey, how you doing?" To Donna, and I'm like, "What is wrong with you?" So that neon sign thing, I'm so sorry. Sorry about the timeout, but that was hilarious, because that's exactly what happened today. Is every
So you
little
got to
child,
see it.
every
Yeah.
child.
I don't know what it is. But I was in Home Goods a couple weeks back, right? Just like searching, and this lady was like, she's like around my age, and she's like, "Hey, can I borrow your eyes?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure. What's up?" And she's like, "Do you see this on this glass? Like, is this schmutz? Like, what is this?" And so like we were like, and I don't even know how we got into the conversation, but we got into the conversation of like, getting older and our eyes going bad. And somehow, like, somebody is like, yeah, being 40 is a bitch. And I was like, yeah, hormones are fun. And she goes, what do you mean? And I was like, like the night, the hot flashes, like my ears are always itchy, like just going through like the weird like premenopausal stuff. And she's like, "Well, get out of my head." And I was like, "What do you Are you also?" She's like, "Yes, I thought I was losing my mind." And I'm
Nope.
like, "No, no, it's called being
Mm-mm.
perimenopausal. Do you need to see a doctor?" And she's like, "Well, I don't have one." And I was like, "Hold on." And I pulled out the card to the place that I go to, and I was like, "Just call them." And I was like, "Do you live around here?" And I happen to be in St. Lucie, and she's like, "No, I'm down south." I was like, "Well, they do have an office that's closer to you that you might want to go to." She's like, "I'm calling them now. I'm leaving. I'm calling them. I gotta." But people come up to me in the stores and they just start telling me things, and I'm like, "Oh, okay, sure." Like fine.
It reminds me of
I,
the movie 28 Days, where she went to rehab with Sandra Bullock and she had to wear a sign every time, and it was like, "Tell me your life story. Tell me what your problem is." And I'm like, this is so Donna. Donna's wearing a sign around her neck.
I do. I do.
Talk
It's been
to
like that
me.
my whole life. One of the reasons I don't like working in retail, like I can't do retail because my bosses would yell at me like, "Donna, you need to be doing stuff." And I'm like, "How do I get him to shut up? I don't know what to say. I can't be rude." Again,
How do I get him to
nobody
shut
knew
up?
that I was autistic. I could not tell people to go away in a nice way. Like I couldn't be mean.
no,
Another sign.
but before we get too far into it, Donna, you had some interesting stuff too.
So recently, we did a mold test, like a blood test, and it said that I had all this like mold in my body. So I went on to the Amazons, like one does, and found a mold test. And it's 7 petri dishes that you can
Mhm.
either swab and then swab the dishes, or if you want to test the air, you can just leave them in your house. And you're supposed to close the door, not run your air conditioner for an hour, and then you have to close up that petri dish. Yeah, I know, in Florida. Not running your air conditioner for an hour is like unheard of, but it's January, so it's not too bad right now. And you then have to basically put these petri dishes in a place where it's going to be, I think it was like 60 to 80 degrees for a couple of days, and then you grow the mold, whatever is in there. And so now I know what kind of mold is growing in different areas. And that's the thing. We live in Florida, right? We live in the
In damp.
swamp. We no, we are Shrek. We live in the swamp, okay? It is forever humid down here. So it is going to be something that we are going to be battling with constantly.
Yeah,
You just can't get over the swamp thing, can you?
no, she can't. Mm-mm. She's got the giggles at this point. It's over from here.
I'm so sorry.
It's so over.
The nice boulder.
Oh my god.
It's a nice boulder. It's my
Right.
swamp. Um, and again, this is why I say we are neurospicy. Anyways, so I we got to figure out, and of course, in the bathrooms is where most of the mold is, and anywhere there's water. So like in the kitchen area. And so they tell you that you to get rid of this, you do have to use bleach, which I know, Crystal, you can't use. But to get rid of the mold, that is what you were supposed to do, is basically bleach all the surfaces and then rerun the test to make sure that it's not anywhere else. I have not done that part yet because low on spoons, that requires a lot of energy, and we will
Yeah.
get there.
Now the petri dishes, how does that work? Do you send those out to be tested? Do you
Nope, nope, you don't send them out to be tested. You have the test that I received on Amazon in its little box has a little pamphlet on the back, tell basically explaining what the mold is and how to handle them. And I can link them
Okay.
in the video for anybody
Yeah,
who
that
wants
would
to
be
check them
great.
out.
Yeah, I would actually
So
like to check those out.
yes,
Oh,
I can definitely do
cool.
that.
I look
So
I
forward
would
to
like for
hearing.
Cara to check those out.
Yeah,
no, definitely.
yeah, I will.
So I think
Lord.
that is going to wrap up this episode tonight. Did anybody have any other?
I want to know what everybody thought. This was totally different for us. We literally, I mean, like we always goof. We are always just having our conversation. But that was, we would typically have like that conversation before we got on live so that we had like an idea of what we want to talk about. And how did you guys like us? Did you like that we kind of went by the seat of our pants, tried to figure this out as we went? Do you guys like something a little bit more structured? What do you guys want to see? Let us know. Behind the scenes stuff's pretty funny, I think, but not everybody's into it. So find us once again. If you were not listening earlier, if you didn't have the opportunity to take it down, we are on Facebook, TikTok, Spotify, YouTube. We're pretty much everywhere. Well,
All the
we're
places.
we're all the
Almost
places.
all the places.
Yep. Search us up, and tell us, what do you think? We have an email address that'll be listed also, and share, like, subscribe, do all the things if you like us. And let's go from there. But I hope everybody enjoyed it. I liked this one.
Me
Not
It
that I
too.
was
didn't
fun.
Me
like
too.
all of them,
Yeah.
but this one, it felt a
I
little
mean,
bit more like just us being us.
yeah,
And episode 11, ladies, that could
I
be
know, right?
maybe one of the reasons why we're kind of
Mm-hmm.
getting used to
We
this a
are.
little bit more.
Yep.
We are.
My little stones. Happy healing,
Happy
everybody.
healing.
Happy healing. All right, everybody. Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye.